there folks, it has been 6 long weeks since the Newcastle Thunder boys ran out onto the Kingston Park field, but come Monday night, well, it's time for Rugby League under the lights, and as ever there's only one place to build up to it. This is the big preview, and this is what's coming up on this week's show. We take a look at what the lads have been up to in the community, preaching the good word of Rugby League. And there were a couple of special guests to Tyneside too. We look ahead to Monday's game and ask, can the Thunder repel the Vikings? And we'll chat to Isaac Nokes about the season so far and the challenge that Widnes will be bringing. So lots to come then, but first let's take a look at what happened last time out. The Thunder travelled to Yorkshire to take on the Dewsbury Rams and brought back a very solid win indeed. So a win against the Rams puts us 8th in the championship, but while the hard work continues on the pitch behind me, not today, of course, the hard work is also continuing out in the community, and a couple of our first team players have been out to Ponteland High School to deliver a quick training session. We went down there as well to have a look.
Yeah, it's been really positive. So we've introduced it this year to try and get as many students to do as many activities as possible, and we've had a good number of students take part in the rugby, and the rugby league's been one of those activities this year that they've really engaged with and done really well.
It's great. The sun is shining. We've got lads playing rugby league, practicing rugby league. It's everything you want to see in the northeast. It's just great to see. Come down to school and see them enjoying this and being in a good place and playing a very tough side on Thursday night from Hull. So, but to get to this stage in the schools championship for under-11s is a great achievement.
My school won it in year 10, but we played it all the way through school. So obviously I know how much of a big competition it is. So just buzzing for the lads to hopefully get out and put on a good performance and go as far as they can.
Lads that are playing rugby union and playing football, actually getting involved in rugby league as well and showing their athletic skills and enjoying playing rugby league. That's what we want to see. We want to see lads that really appreciate the game for what it is, which is having fun, running the ball and showing off their skills.
It's a nice way to potentially end the season. You get through to the next round of this competition. It's always tough, but it's just a nice way to say that, to show students the pathway within the rugby league rather, from the school into the more of the national competitions, and give them that opportunity.
Yeah, very excited. We've done really well. Can't wait for it.
Yeah, same with us. The whole team's fired up for it. Made individual players really better with the contact skills to the running. and hopefully we can win off this training.
Great to see the lads out and about in the community then, and while there was their visit to Ponteland, there was a visit of an entirely different kind to the Quayside in Newcastle. 200 days to go until the Rugby League World Cup, and a certain director of rugby was kicking some rugby balls into the time. Like Ponteland, we went down to the Quayside to find out what was happening.
Well, kicking balls into any kind of river as well. I always remember as a child that it was one of those things that you never stayed away from the river because you didn't want to go in and get the balls. But like I said, we had a beautiful morning, launching the start really of the countdown into that first game at St James's Park to launch the World Cup in this region. It's a fantastic day really. It's really exciting.
Who got the one furthest? You or Jason?
Oh, easy mate, easy. It's only this big. That far.
Oh yeah, it's massive. Obviously we're lucky enough to play there every week, and it'll be good to get the local community involved and hopefully give them a real sort of sense of rugby league, and hopefully it'll outgrow the game up here. Obviously last year was obviously a bit of a write-off, so it'll be good this year to get it properly going, and hopefully it'll be a massive occasion. Obviously it's the biggest, most inclusive, most sustainable tournament there's been, so yeah, really looking forward to that.
We're here as a part of that rugby league community and what we want to do in this region, and we want to promote what rugby league is, and this is a fantastic platform. The Magic Weekend is a fantastic platform. The Rugby League World Cup coming here and starting the tournament at St James's Park, and an amazing stadium, is a fantastic statement. It's a major city, it's a sporting city, it's a region that loves any kind of major event, and it's like, why would you not bring the greatest game of all into a region that loves sport so much?
But that's a matter for 200 days' time. The here and now, well, it's all about the championship. And the big question come Monday evening is, can the Thunder repel the Vikings? So a huge game ahead of us on Monday night, under the lights against the Vikings. Not that you're going to need any more hyping up, but how much do you truly know about Widnes? Allow us. It's this week's In Opposition. So that's you up to speed with the Vikings then, but let's get up to speed with the championship season so far. And I'm delighted to be joined by a bloke who, well, I don't think he's a rugby league player anymore, he's an actor after the promo for the Widnes Vikings, Isaac Nokes. Nokesy, well, championship 1 year, Oscars the next maybe, or not?
Yeah, I think I'd take Will Smith on pretty easily.
I would pay to see that, you know. I would absolutely pay to see it. So, a year now, kind of fully established in the Newcastle thing. What's it been like for you, kind of coming through the ranks and now really establishing yourself in those centres?
Yeah, it feels good. Sort of from where I started to where I am now, it doesn't feel like it's been long at all, really. It only feels like yesterday I was sort of playing for the under-15s, but it's definitely been a good journey, and I'm happy to be where I'm at. I feel like I've put in a lot of effort, and people put a lot of effort into me. So sort of trying to reward them with some performances and sort of play for the first team.
What's been the most challenging part of it so far?
Oh, definitely the pre-seasons are definitely pretty difficult. But I think for me, something I'm trying to work on is my consistency, trying to be as good as I can each training session, each week in, week out, and it's definitely something that I'm trying to work on and get used to. It's quite difficult. It's a really high standard, but if I can maintain that, I'd be happy with where I'm at.
I always hate these questions, so feel free to adopt that Will Smith attitude towards me here. What would you rate yourself out of 10, and how can you improve, would you say, as a player in general?
Talking about just consistency there before, that's where I feel. So some weeks I might have been down at a 5 or a 6, whereas some weeks I might be more towards an 8. And if I can get to week in, week out 8, 9, 10 out of 10 would be class, but pretty hard to come by. Yeah, that would be spot on. And things that I need to work on, continuing to sort of run hard and tackle hard, but some more detailed stuff as well. Just in the collision, in the tackle, when we're attacking, when we're defending, just little things like that it's just such a tiny thing, but it can make such a difference, like a little 1%.
Widnes Vikings, 10 out of 10 on Monday night, mate. That's where it's going to arrive, the first 10 out of 10 promo. We've assessed you, I hope that's not a reconnaissance missing from Widnes Vikings. We've assessed you. What about the team's start to the season so far? 3-3. I think Dennis likened it to like bamboo shoots growing the other day in an interview I was listening to him, which was pretty wise. I don't expect such a wise answer from you, no offence. But how would you assess it?
I feel like we got off to a good start with the win away in Workington, and then a few losses on the bounce, which probably wasn't good for us. But yeah, I think we needed it. Gave us a bit of sort of perspective of where we were at, and then a win against Dewsbury and a win against Whitehaven, both very sort of scrappy nonetheless, but definitely sort of there's glimpses in there of where we can be. And even though we lost to Lee a few weeks ago, I thought there was definitely some really good performances in there, and that's what we'd look to build on week in, week out. If we can put a performance against Lee like that, who are almost top of the league, there'd be no stopping us, because we felt like we could have won that game if we'd tightened up a few things here and there. So yeah, if we can keep building on that, then that's definitely going to put us in good stead. Is
there a feeling amongst the lads though that it is starting to almost click on a match day now, or not?
Yeah, it's definitely that sort of start of the season that's out of the way with now. Yeah. We're into the second block of games that we've been focusing on, and Dewsbury with a win there last week, and then Widnes on Monday. I think that's sort of this second block is definitely where we're gonna want to build some momentum, build some performances, and then that'll just put us in a great position for the rest of the season if we can follow through with where we want to go.
And not to make an excuse or anything, but there's quite a few new faces in the squad as well. We're always going to take time to gel. Be honest, out of all the new faces, who's your favourite and why? I won't ask you your least favourite, that's unfair.
Me and Alex Foster get on quite well. Me and Gids,
yeah,
good mates with Gids.
By the smile, there's a story in here somewhere.
No, we're just bros. And then, but yeah, there's a lot of lads that come through. Brad as well. Then lads from last year, Akuma as well, JJ. The sort of it feels a lot more tight knit this year with it going full time, and there's definitely a lot better friendships. Yeah.
So I was already looking ahead to Widnes on Monday night. I need to ask you as a fan rather than just a player, how much are you kind of looking forward to having rugby league under the lights at Kingston Park? Obviously it'll be blowing a gale, it's probably going to rain, but how much are you actually looking forward to the occasion?
Oh, a lot. I've got some friends and family coming down to watch. When I saw that we'd sold 1,000 tickets, I was buzzing, because last year we had, because of COVID as well, but we just had some mixed crowds, and I don't think we got anywhere near sort of 1,000 on a day, and it'll be really good to see the stands more full and sort of get a bit more of an atmosphere. It'll be a good atmosphere. I think that the war flags are coming down, and there's going to be activities on, and it just sounds like it's going to be a really good day. And on the pitch, how big a test is it to see where Thunder are currently against this Vikings side? Yeah, it's gonna be a great test. I think Widnes are 4-2. A few ex-Thunder people. They've definitely had some good wins to start the season, and I think they're sort of quite a similar side and sort of where they want to go back to Super League. Sort of their ambitions. It'll definitely be a test, but I think that's something we can really get up for. Is the challenge, and if we can rise to the occasion, then there's no reason why we can't win.
You mentioned the record so far. It's a pretty decent record, certainly. Without naturally giving too much away, where do you feel like this Widnes side can be got at on Monday night?
Well, through the week we're going to be doing plenty of preview, looking how we can sort of get into them, but I think something we spoke about last week was ourselves.
Yeah.
It was a scrappy win against Dewsbury, but there's definitely places where we can tighten up and sharpen up, and I feel like if we get them, then there'd be no reason why we can't go and put a performance out.
Just finally, it kind of has a feeling of one of those games, not just a big occasion, but potentially a big night in Thunder's season. Do the players get that feeling that it could be a springboard, it could be a trampoline for bigger things to come this year?
Yeah, personally, I would definitely see it as that. Widnes are a team that are fighting for the playoffs. That's where we want to be. We want to be in the mix, in the top half of the table. So getting a win against them would sort of really show sort of what we can do and who against. Beating the top sides is stuff we're really aiming for, because it's necessary for us to beat the bottom half of the table if we want to get to the top. But those much more experienced sides that have been in and out of the championship, that have players that are very experienced, if we can put performances together to beat them, then that's definitely where we want to be.
And just very finally, I know you've been on the interview rota this week. We've just been listening to one of your interview. You were asked about pressure on Monday night. Do you want to tell the story of a certain quote that you dropped into this interview, Nokesy, or not?
Just for anyone, really. It's a good little life motto to live by. But pressure is for tyres. The great man Alan Shearer said that. So if anyone ever asks you if you feel the pressure, then that's what you can tell them.
Shearer's rarely wrong, I'll tell you now.
Exactly.
Good seeing you, fella, and well done on the interviews, and of course we'll have to let you head away and write your Oscars speech for whatever acting you're going to get up to in the next 6 to 12 months.
Definitely.
Top man. Love it, Nokesy. We'll let him get on with his Oscars speech. For us, we're going to get an injury update, and you know what time it is. Time for the treatment table.
Yeah, so as you'll have seen if you watched the York game, Jay Chapelhouse suffered a nasty ankle injury. He's currently in a boot. Been to see the specialist, had a couple of scans on things. We're looking to progress him into some weight bearing within the next couple of weeks. and then progress on to there with a little bit of more rehab. Then get him hopefully back towards the end of the season, fingers crossed, without needing any further surgery or anything like that. So Josh Woods, as you'll have seen, he's been missing from the team since the league game. Josh has been struggling with an ankle injury that he picked up in pre-season. So he had a lateral ligament reconstruction about a fortnight ago now. So he's on track to then make his return at around about 8 weeks' time. Alex Foster, as you'll have seen, has been missing from the team sheet for the past few games. He's been suffering a little bit of a recurrence of a neck problem. So at the moment he is in non-contact training, and we're looking to get a little bit of a specialist opinion just to see what's going on in that. As you can see from the team sheets again, Akuma hasn't been named yet. He's come back into training, but it's had a little bit of a reaction. So we've had him back in to see the consultant who did a little bit of a washout of his knee. So we were in there last night, had a little bit of fluid drained off. So we'll kind of nurse him back into training over the next couple of weeks and then hopefully get him back sooner rather than later.
And with that, that is that for this week's big preview. Thanks to everyone who came on, including, of course, our actors here at Kingston Park, Isaac, Craig and Brad, for braving that afternoon up at Holy Island. Last thing to say, all eyes on Widnes, all eyes on Monday night. If you haven't got a ticket already, what the heck are you playing at? Get your paws on a ticket, join the other 1,000 that are coming down to Kingston Park. But for now, I've been Andy Sixsmith. This has been the big preview. We'll see you soon.